This time on Roadkill, we are wrenching, racing, Rocky Mountain road tripping, and celebrating 10 years of the
Finnegan.
Freiburger.
This episode is super special for a reason I bet you don't even know. You have no idea.
Yeah, probably not.
This is almost exactly the 10th anniversary of you and I assembling this car, the General Mayhem. We took a clapped out 1968 Dodge Charger. I swap meted all the fenders and everything. We pulled a 440 big block out of a motorhome. Remember driving the motorhome on the highway on the way back?
Yes.
Remember we had the engine cover off and I was like, thermal quad! Thermal quad!
The only carburetor that punishes you for trying to go full throttle.
And then the Caltrans person came and actually helped us at the side of the road.
With an axe?
With an axe?
Yeah.
All that stuff. And we finally got the thing running at the very end of the episode, and it was so Dukes of Hazzard. The scene of us splashing through the water, jumping the embankment, going down the railroad tracks. Just great, great scenes. That was 10 years ago. And so I thought we would bring it back. Now, this episode's gonna seem super random, what we're doing.
Okay.
But I'm also really excited about it. You know, I collect drag strips, meaning I go to drag strips and keep a big list so that I can see where I've been. And I've never been here to Yellowstone Drag Strip, which is outside of Billings, Montana. It's been here since 2003. It's their 20th anniversary. And we're gonna run the quarter mile with the car and then take a big road trip that we've never done before south through Wyoming. And I will take my first and last pass at Bandimere. You should too, so that you can say you've done it, because it'll be done at the end of this season.
We have a moment of silence.
Yeah, it sucks.
Okay.
So that's my plan. I think I'm gonna change oil on this thing, check the air pressure in the tires, and we're gonna go down the quarter mile here at Yellowstone. I just want to do an oil change on this thing, and it's not as simple as it sounds. See, General Mayhem has an AccuSump on it. The AccuSump is basically an accumulator. It is a cylinder that, in my case, holds 3 quarts. They also make smaller ones. And it has a piston in it and air pressure on one side of the piston. Oil pressure comes in the other side, and then there's a valve that turns it on and off. I have an electric one that automatically senses what's going on, and you don't have to have a manual lever that some of them do. So to change the oil, what I'm gonna do is turn that valve open, and what's gonna happen is the oil pressure gauge go up. That's the AccuSump pushing oil into the engine. And I wait till that needle on the gauge comes all the way back down to 0. And at that point, all of the oil is in the oil pan, so I can drain it out and then put oil back in it. Now I'm gonna fire it up and check oil pressure, which it will have. All right, so now the AccuSump should be full. I'm gonna shut it off. I just fired it up and it pushed 3 quarts of oil into the AccuSump. While it was still running, I turned the valve off to close the AccuSump. Now that the thing isn't running, it's at 0 oil pressure, so when I open the sump, the pressure valve on the AccuSump will send oil into the engine, so you can use it as a pre-lube. That's good. I gotta set the air pressure in the tires, and then I think we're heading to the drag strip. Finnegan and I were reminiscing about the great times building the General Mayhem, but over 10 years, there's been a whole lot more to the story. The first big change that was made was it got a Hellcat engine, like a late model Dodge supercharged Gen 3 Hemi. It was the very first car to ever be Hellcat swapped. And to do that, they put in all of the wiring from a late model Dodge Charger, and it was all about doing a shootout at the very first Roadkill Nights event in Pontiac, Michigan. And then many years later, we ended up switching it back to 440 power. It's a bunch of episodes of Roadkill Garage on Motor Trend if you want to check that out. We had the engine rebuilt by Bostic Racing Engines. It's still real basic. It's the original block that was in the car from the motorhome. Same with the crank. I got some like H-beam rods. It has SRP pistons, 440 source heads. The thing makes 535 horsepower and I think 565 pound-feet of torque. So it's not super killer, but it's really good. Now, in both Hellcat and 440 configurations, we took this thing to Dirtfish Rally School. I think that's the thing that most people remember about this car, because hanging this thing out in the pebbles and clay out there is like the greatest moment you can have in an automobile. Yeah! And now, here we are at a drag strip. But you gotta know what your car runs in the 1320, right? That's what I'm about to find out. All right, ready to go? When this car had the Hellcat in it, it ran in the 1060s at Tulsa. This is not gonna be that quick. Hellcat, of course, at the time, 707 horsepower. This thing right now, 535 horsepower. But that's okay. I'm racing the General Mayhem. I'm gonna smoke the slicks a little bit more than I normally would because they're brand new. Line lock.
Oh, good burnout, Freiburger.
Here we go, first pass ever with the 440 in the General Mayhem.
So this allegedly makes like 550 horsepower. It's not a light car, even though it's missing everything. 1290, that's what I'm saying.
It does not feel fast. It does not feel fast at all. I hope that was at least in the 12s, but I kind of don't think so.
Oh, wow. That's way better than I thought it was gonna do. It just went 1257 at 109 miles an hour. It's still not fast, but that is awesome for this car at this altitude. What are we at, 4,000 feet? It's about 6,000 feet of density altitude. Correct it, carry the 7, square root of we're slow. 1257, that's what you get.
Let me see right here if I can figure out where the converter stalls. I should have done that on the track. Let's see, foot on the brake. Yeah, it stalls at about 2,200. That's when it starts spinning the tires. 1257. All right, I'm glad it's in the 12s.
Wow, it's way quicker than I thought it was gonna go. How do you feel?
It feels really slow. I know it ran 1257, so I'm not too embarrassed with that. With the correction factor, I think, you know, bench racing, it's a 1190s car.
I say go again.
Oh yeah, why not?
It's going again. I think he'll go 1250 this time. That's my prediction.
All right, let's see if we can make this better. Maybe I'll go really shallow. There we go. And I will stall it up to right there. And
Oh, it did. Oh, he picked up a lot. He just went 1238 at 111.
that was better.
I don't even know what you did because I heard it bounce off the rev limiter in first, and I'm like, well, this won't go better. It's way better.
That's not rev limiter, that's hydraulic roller lifters floating.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there's that. Dude, you picked up a 10th in the 60-foot.
So when I was at the line this time, I was able to step on the brakes and bring it up to 2,000 before I left.
You picked up 1.5 miles per hour.
Oh, great.
Yeah, 111.
That's cool.
Can you do more? Can you do that again?
I need to shift it right before 6,000 for it to not float the valves a little. Right now, Finnegan is changing the rev limiter on this thing. At just above 6,000 RPM, you can hear the thing miss a little bit. I think it's floating the valves with the heavy hydraulic roller lifter, but it might be the rev limiter coming in just a hair early, so he's moving it up from 6,500 to 6,800.
Okay, there we go, 68.
Okay.
So Mayhem is an ignition box that you can digitally adjust with dials the launch RPM, which is called the two-step, and the main RPM rev limit. It was set at 6,500. We just moved it up to 6,800. Maybe now it won't bounce off the rev limiter in first gear. Maybe the trans is warmer, it'll slip more and go faster. Aha, no rev limiter that time.
I didn't touch the rev limiter, but I shifted a little bit shorter. We'll see. I don't know if this engine wants that short shift or if it would actually like 6,500. It makes peak power at 5,800, and usually you want to run past your peak horsepower point so that it can fall down into an RPM where it can still accelerate.
It went 1233 at 111.5. That was great. Did you short shift it or did the rev limiter help?
Short shifted.
Oh, all right. Well, your 60 foot was nearly identical, but you picked up almost 300ths to the 330. 1233.
1233.
Yeah, not bad.
That's probably what it does.
Why don't we go to a track that's even higher in elevation
And
go
make
slower?
it worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, all right, let's do that.
It's not the destination or the ET, it's the journey.
That's right. Well, we are done at track number 1, on to track number 2, but first, we're taking off our slicks and putting on some treaded tires that have had so many burnouts done to them, they might as well be slicks. All right. This is a really nice track. I'm definitely coming back here.
How fast is this?
72.
It's about all we got.
That'll work.
Well, yesterday I checked another one off the list for the General Mayhem, got it to a drag strip, ran 1233. Right now we're in Billings, Montana, and we're gonna head out today. This will be the first really big road trip for this. We got 600 miles in total. Today about 220 or so, and we're gonna try and find a really cool junkyard that has Mopar stuff. So Montana into Wyoming. Ready?
Yes.
I'm gonna see if the kickdown works. No. Wow, this is really nice.
That's a beautiful drive.
Man, we just rolled into Wyoming from Montana, and immediately we spotted this like boat thing. It's like Cadillac Ranch in Texas with boats, so naturally you had to stop and check it out. At Cadillac Ranch, they all lean the same way. They added extra flair and sort of fanned them out.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
You got it, go, go, go.
Oh!
It was fun.
Performance Auto, used cars and parts. That's us.
Oh, that's a lot of vehicles.
Ooh, Chargers.
Oh, maybe they're parked near 68 Chargers.
Corvair.
Square body pickups.
Okay. Ooh. All right, this is our home. This is where I'm gonna get out and look.
Okay, I'll go with you.
This is Performance Auto, middle of nowhere, Wyoming, and it's really cool. The guy, Sean, who's involved here, emailed me and was like, man, you gotta come out and see this. He gave us permission to just drive around. This place is incredible.
I love the hood on these.
Yeah, this one's got the cool 69 hood blackout treatment, like the stripes.
It says Mopar on the windshield already.
It's pieced together from a dozen cars. This is exactly my speed.
This is good, Dave.
Yeah. This is like the General Mayhem of Roadrunners or satellites. Which one is it? Oh, it's a satellite with Roadrunner parts on it, but I wouldn't care. This is a 71 Charger. This is a 72 Satellite and a 65 Coronet. I found my car.
This has a motor in it.
Don't care. This is not a Roadrunner, but I love it. With a 4-speed hump in it and 4-speed pedals. We're buying this one.
Dude, this has great
I
paint
would
on it.
totally have this. Here's gearhead logic. I just sold a car and I've got money burning a hole in my pocket. So I've been looking for a Roadrunner really hard. I've been finding Roadrunners that are fairly beat in like the $20,000 to $25,000 range. And then of course I come here and I spot this Belvedere. So instead of the Roadrunner, this is a 1969 Plymouth Belvedere, the lowest trim model that you could get, and it's actually what the Roadrunner was based on. A Roadrunner would be this car with a few stickers and a different hood on it and maybe some different brakes and a sway bar. Other than that, they're the same thing. And I purchased the thing for way less than that. And so it's like I saved like $20,000, right? I actually got this, and my plan for it is sort of to leave the paint the way it is, finish up the interior pretty nice. I'm glad it has windows, unlike the General Mayhem, and I've got a 426 Hemi that used to be in the Hemi Gremmy that I hope will find its way into this car. Oh, this is great. This thing's not running awesome after the junkyard tour. It's sort of burbling and glugging and maybe running on 7. It might just be because we were bouncing around so much that the carburetor might have glugged. Oh, we need to tighten that. That's actually okay, but let's tighten the belt so we don't flip it. Yeah, that's that squeak. I know the underside of the hood on this thing looks filthy, and it is. It's not from what we just did here. It's because I never hosed it off from Dirtfish. Oh, wow. You should see how much mud's on the K-member now. Whew, we're gonna have to hose this off before we go to the drag strip. Oh, that new car feeling. Man, it was a great day today. We got 260 plus miles on the General Mayhem, which is actually more than it's ever gone, I think.
I like to think of that as closer to 300 than 200.
If that makes you feel better,
Let's
that's
just
fine.
go 300.
It felt like 5. To me, the highlights of the day, though, were the junkyard, acquiring a new project car, and then we went through this canyon that was amazing.
Yeah, the Bighorn River was really cool.
We're roughly halfway on our trip between Billings, Montana and Denver with drag strips at both ends. I think it's a good time for a General Mayhem sort of road test evaluation.
She's plush, man.
Yeah, it rides pretty good. It just drives like a regular car. It's a lot of fun. Automatic transmission works. It's just used garbage. You want to drive?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Yes, I do.
This is a dirt road, so let's take it. Ooh, this is bumpy.
Bumpy. It's an interesting detour.
Yeah, I didn't anticipate this. Wondering why we're not charging. Have you not revved it up past about 2,000 since you started it?
Maybe not.
There we go. Well, no. It's going on and off, on and off.
I wonder if the cable's loose from all the bouncing around.
Yeah, either that or the plug on the field wire. We're 1 minute out of Riverton, and I look over and the volt gauge is not showing any charge. And we pulled over at a spot where there just happened to be a Roadkill fan right here, and he loaned us a voltmeter, and sure enough, this thing is not charging. We haven't gone through and wiggled all the wires or everything yet, so we have some fiddling to do.
You want to fiddle in the shade away from the mosquitoes?
Okay.
Since we didn't get that far from town?
Sure.
Just throwing it out there, you know.
All right, let's hit it.
We can find a coin-op car wash and blast the mud off this.
That would be a good idea, too.
Since they don't want that on their drag strip when we do make it there, because we are going to make it there.
I'm watching the voltmeter gauge, and it's down, and then every once in a while it ticks up. Oh, there's a car wash right there.
We're going to wash our car.
Yeah.
And fix it.
Our car isn't charging, and so we're gonna wash it. Seriously, we came here to get some shade and to cool off. And I actually ran into the car wash owner, and he said, go ahead and blow your mud chunks all over our bay. He doesn't care, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get all the mud off of it because when we go to the drag strip, I don't want to drop all the crud onto the track and be that guy. And once we got it all cleaned up, then we'll troubleshoot.
Yes.
It's good enough. I really hope we can fix this alternator. I'm gonna find out if it has battery voltage over here. Yep, this has battery voltage. Okay, rev it up. That is weird.
It jumped twice.
And occasionally it would show 12.3. Trying to think how to troubleshoot that.
Hit it with a hammer.
Well, yeah, that's what I was wondering. Is like, can I smack it and see if it works?
This is dumb, but I'm gonna try and hit the alternator and see what happens. Nothing, right?
Every now and again, it jumps up.
Oh, now it's working, isn't it?
Working now.
Now it's got a ton of load, so it's squeaking the belt. All it was that connection.
All right, we're back. So I turned the turn signal switch, and then it went up. And I was like, oh, it's fixed. And then it went down.
When you turned it off, I had that unplugged.
Ah.
When I plugged it back in, the belt started squealing really bad because all of a sudden it had a bunch of load because it was charging.
Oh, yeah, it's 14 now.
Yeah, so I think it's just that little connection.
Oh, sweet.
Let me crimp it a bit and make it better.
Okay.
And then finally get out of here. We're still where we started.
We're 3 blocks
Yeah.
from our hotel.
Okay, give it a shot.
Yeah, the belt's squealing because it's charging.
We have a charging system. That is 13 volts at idle.
Okay, can I try and fix that? I tighten the belt. Let's see if it squeaks. Go for it.
All right.
Okay.
There we go. This is where we broke down earlier.
Yeah.
So in 30 seconds, we're already doing better.
And now.
All right, progress.
Yep. And it's charging.
Danger, no trespassing. I will listen. I will 100% listen.
This is Jeffrey City. This place is uranium mine boom town. I guess through the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and in the mid 80s, uranium crashed. Almost everyone left. But there's still streets, some cool old vehicles, some burned out buildings. Anyway, it's pretty interesting.
We stopped in Muddy Gap, Wyoming for gas, and the guy who owns the station told us to do donuts, so, you know, you can't let him down. Pretty nice.
That was fun.
Good donut shop.
It's a solid automobile for making donuts.
See, what is going on? Yeah, it does that sometimes. It's got to be the carburetor flooding, right?
Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah, we're headed into a dark cloud.
Wow.
That's bad. We're not going over there. We're going over there.
Yeah, I hope we just keep going this way.
We made it to Steamboat Springs, Colorado, which is like the same state we're supposed to end in, so if it all falls apart now, we can call it good. Woo, that is bad. The car's running terrible, but we have a plan coming tomorrow.
We kicked it off in Billings, Montana. We drag raced this thing. By now, we're at an actual 450 miles, which we'll call
500.
We've driven 500 miles in the General Mayhem. How cool is that? The thing is, this carbureted 440 is huffing and puffing and bogging and smoking. I honestly had no idea that this kind of altitude change was gonna make that big of a difference in the drivability. We're at about 7,000 feet here. I'm gonna give you a little bit of an explainer. Why are we changing spark plugs? Well, it's because they're fouled, and they're fouled because it's way too rich. This thing was tuned on a dyno at West Tech Performance where it's essentially sea level, and we only jetted the carburetor so that it would deliver enough fuel to give us wide open throttle performance at about an air fuel ratio of 12.5 to 1. 12.5 parts air, 1 part fuel. But then we're up here at altitude. This is 6,700 feet at Steamboat Springs. The higher you go in altitude, the less air density you have, the less air is available. So when you take your carburetor up here and you've still got the jets from down the hill, you're flowing not enough to overcome the fact that there isn't as much air here. So what happens is our air fuel ratio has probably gone to like, 9 to 1, maybe worse, meaning that there is so much more fuel per air that it can't even burn all of it. So what happens is unburned fuel gets all sooty on a spark plug like this, and that's what all these black deposits are. And that means that eventually that spark plug gets so fouled that the spark won't even jump. And that just adds up to all kinds of badness. So overly rich and foul plugs make General Mayhem a very unhappy 440. We changed all the fouled spark plugs. That's not going to address the real problem, but I'm going to try and crutch it a little bit by messing with the idle mixture screws. There's 4-corner idle mixture screws on this particular carburetor. So by screwing them in, I make the thing leaner. By screwing them out, I make it richer. I believe this is a Holley 830 old HP. All right, go for it. Wow, it runs terrible. Now I'm gonna lean it out, see if it makes a difference. So what I'm gonna do is move the rear ones to 1. Hear how it's running better already?
There we go. That's better.
And then I'm gonna put these at 1.
Now I hear 8 happy cylinders. That's much better.
Is it? Oh, wow. This thing has a huge squirter in it. This also explains why it is gurgling black smoke and why it's so rich. All right, we're on our way to the neighborhood of Vandermeer Speedway.
You don't have to pump it anymore. It fires right up. Good.
Car's running great.
It is way smoother. I really wonder how much of that is putting the smaller squirter up front, because I really think they dribble.
I think you're right.
Do you feel the General Mayhem's actually obligated to go on dirt every time it's seen? I guess that's been a rule so far.
It is its natural habitat.
Well, this place turned out to be all paved except for the parking lot. And when you're in a gravel parking lot, what are you gonna do? With the spool, it just drifts so easy. Will it Rockford?
Oh, let's find out.
Yeah. I tried a Rockford earlier in the episode, and I'm actually hoping they cut it out of the show because it was completely awful. Finnegan did not school me.
How's our oil pressure?
Yeah, oil pressure rock solid.
That's fun. Thanks for letting me drive.
I was completely relaxed, man. It was just... Oh!
We're not low on gas, are we?
I mean, it still doesn't love the altitude. The carb's gotta be leaking.
Well, that was going really good right up until the part where it wasn't. Made it about 38 feet away from the scene of the crime. We thought we were out of here, and then the car just shut off. And I think it's because there's gas leaking everywhere.
Here's how this works. Fuel comes in the bowl right here. Underneath this screw is the needle and seat. That's basically the on-off switch. It either lets fuel flow or it doesn't. And it does that
based on the position of the float. The needle and seat is activated by a lever on the float so that when it drops down, that needle and seat opens. When it comes up, it shuts the valve. And so you can adjust it with this screw and nut. What I'm gonna do is just lower the float bowl. So I'm going to loosen this, and it didn't leak gas, unusually. So I'm gonna move that down one flat and another half. Then I will tighten that and do the same back here. Now with that lower, hopefully it doesn't glug out the boosters as much. Go for it.
Fired right up.
We do keep making it better.
Oh yeah. Where to now?
Let's try to find actual dirt road.
Okay. I like actual dirt road.
Yeah, see how it's a numbered public road?
Got it.
The hills are alive with the sound of Mopars. I didn't think of Colorado as a general mayhem state, but
Yeah.
this is ideal.
Wow, this is awesome.
So here we are, enjoying off-road merriment and beauty in the rolling hills of Colorado. Every time we do some fun dirt roading with this thing, that carburetor rebels. What's happening is it is glugging fuel into the engine, like literally just pouring out of a bucket in there. You can tell because when he just took the air cleaner off, it's actually all wet in here. I didn't remove it before, but here is the actual needle and seat. This part right here touches that arm on the float, and it either closes off the flow of fuel like that or opens it like that. Seems perfectly free. Mike just adjusted the rear float level with it, and he's got the screw out of the side of the bowl, so I'm gonna fire it up and he'll see if that fuel is like glugging out of there or if it's right at the bottom of the hole where it needs to be.
Wow, it's like a river.
Pouring out?
Yeah.
How is it doing that? Where is that fuel pressure coming from? Here's the freaky thing. So we're working on it. The fuel system's open. It leaked, it stopped. Then all of a sudden we're in the middle of adjusting the needle and seat and we get a bunch of pressure that starts farting on us. How is that?
I don't know, you have one hell of a fuel pump there, I guess.
Where does the pressure just all of a sudden come from? The tank cap's off, so it's fully vented.
Yeah, I opened the cap all the way.
And it's not like it's a heat problem. It's not boiling the gas. I can leave my hand on any part of the fuel system. It's not vapor lock. Want me to start it again?
Yeah, it's at the bottom of the hole right now.
Okay.
And now it runs fine.
What's all that new noise?
I don't know.
Don't you think we need to check into that?
Yeah, that's not normal. Made a noise like something was dragging on the ground.
Oh, look at the tire. I'm glad that didn't blow on us at speed.
All right. Go for it.
Okay, well that was fun. Woo! That was total roadkill moment. We left the dirt back there and it seemed like we had fixed the carburetor. It was running good, but then the car was shaking real bad. There's a giant bubble in the tire. I'm pretty sure it was from your action on the parking lot.
Thank God we brought the slicks with us though.
Now we have slicks on it. And here's the good thing about altitude. Those had 13 pounds in them when we left Billings, Montana. And this is about 2,000 more feet of elevation, a little bit more than that. And so the tires will have more than 13 pounds in them now.
Oh yeah, they're DOT rated now at this altitude.
The really soft sidewalls on the slicks are gonna get real hot, real fast going around curvy mountain roads. but hey, it runs good.
I love changing tires on the side of mountain roads.
Because roadkill. We just made it here to Silverthorne, Colorado, where we're probably gonna have to stay for the night because it's starting to rain and we're on slicks. We don't have regular tires. And after we got off that last section of dirt, I'm like, we fixed this carburetor.
Oh, it
we're
ran
home
great.
free, ran perfect until we got here in town. And once again, it's just glugging gas.
I think the flow could go down a little more tomorrow.
Yeah, that is a seriously confusing problem.
We are at 9,100 feet.
This isn't a Finnegan rounded up.
No, actual 9,100.
We are at 10,000 feet.
There you
That's
go.
the problem.
There you go. Now you're on my program. It took 12 years.
In my mind, the plan for this episode was super simple. Start at one drag strip that I'd never been to, take a radical joyride through the Rocky Mountains, and end up at a drag strip that's gonna be closing. It got a lot more complicated between then and right now. I cannot wrap my head around this problem we're having that seems to be fuel pressure or float level or something.
Yeah.
The carburetor glugs fuel into the engine.
Yeah, but not all the time. Like
Right.
it'll run for an hour and a half perfectly fine. And then you come into a town, slow down a little bit, and it feels like the float is sunk.
Yeah.
Except it's not a fountain of fuel out of the vent tube like what normally happens when the float sinks. It's just
It's
kind of
spitting.
Just spitting.
I'm gonna hope that we actually fixed it again last night when we were messing with it.
We lowered the float level some more. It seems happy. Let's put our tires on. We're only an hour away from the drag strip.
Yeah.
We'll just go.
We actually managed to drive this thing 100 miles on the slicks last night, and key to that was Mike figured out that they had leaked down and they weren't at the same pressure, and we equalized them. When you have a spool, you have to have the same tire pressure. Otherwise, even going straight down the highway, the lower tire is gonna end up getting shredded more than the higher pressure tire, and you'll blow one, so. We lived. Whew. Well, we're leaving Silverthorne, Colorado. Carburetor's running perfectly right now, but we do have to climb another 3,000 feet on our way to Denver.
With no windows, but we have doors. Oh, I'm glad we took the slicks off because the road's wet.
Yeah, me too. And in case you were wondering, no, we don't have windshield wipers. It's snowing!
In case it's not obvious.
It is snowing. I totally did not see this coming. Hey, it won't be snowing inside the Johnson Tunnel.
I appreciate you, Mr. Johnson. Are we going down now?
We're at 20,000 feet.
Feel free to slow down if you want.
Well, yeah, the question is, can I get over?
Oh, yes. Go
Okay.
for it. Yeah, you're good. I feel like this is one of the more dangerous things we've ever done.
We're dead. It's gonna be a great drag race today. My biggest joy will be if we arrive and the carburetor's still working fine. However, it will frustrate me because I will have no idea how it was fixed.
We lowered the flow level. We fixed it. It's running great now. There's the sign right there. Look, welcome to Bandimere Speedway. We have made it.
It's official.
You.
And it's actually not raining at this moment. And this is it, Bandimere Speedway. It was really important to me to set this as the final destination for this episode because it's near certainty that this is going to be the final season in 2023 here at this track. This place was founded right here in the Colorado mountainside, 1958, by John Bandimere Sr. Super interesting cat. There were stories of him in Hot Rod Magazine. He made his own superchargers to overcome the altitude in these places. He had his own parts store, and he opened the drag strip here, and there's been a bunch of innovations over the years. So that screeching sound you hear is the noise of that rotator from the tires turning backwards on the tractor, and that was invented here at Bandimere. So was the CompuLink system, which is the computer timing and the screens and everything that are set up to run every single NHRA national event as far as timing goes. This is gonna be like, I don't know, the dozenth time that I've been at the track, but today is gonna be the first time I've ever driven down it, and so we will probably be seeing the first and last time that I'll ever get to make a pass here at Bandimere.
Okay, so here's the thing. This is the roadkill part of it. Our carburetor is still a mystery. We've got the front float sunk all the way to the bottom. We drove it all the way here. It's running better than it has on the whole trip. We don't get it. There's no way in any textbook from Holly that this thing will ever make it all the way down the drag strip with the front float bowl that low. It should run out of fuel.
Which is why I said, if you get 300 feet out there and you don't like it, just back up. I have the tools. I'll raise it back up. Go again.
One way or another, we're gonna get the General Mayhem down this track, and I don't care if it's a 28-second pass.
This is so cool that they're letting us do this. They've got a full event going on here today. There's weather delays. They just prepped the track, and I'm gonna be the first one down.
I predict a very, very rowdy burnout out of Mr. Freiburger right now, because this might be the only time he ever gets to do this at this track. It sounds really good. Dude, it sounds great.
All right.
$195, 60 foot. It's not bad for that car. $1297 at 106. That's not bad.
All right, it's slow, but I did it.
Well, there you have it. After all that monkeying around with the carburetor, going from one drag strip on one side of the mountain all the way over here to another one, we only lost half a second.
Well, the General Mayhem made it all the way down the track at Bandemere. I really thought it was gonna start running out of fuel because of that float bowl situation, but who knows? It magically healed. We did it.
Dude, it's not on fire.
No, and it ran all the way down the track.
Yeah.
What'd it run?
You still have a 12-second car.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd it go?
1297 at 106.
Okay. I threw away the reaction time because it was stalling higher. And I'm like, why is it stalling higher without spinning the tires? I'm like, oh, because it's not making any power. And so I stalled it higher before I left.
Ah, dude.
Yeah.
It looked great.
I know it's a stupid numbers game, but I'm super happy it went 12s, even if it's 97.
Yeah, you went 12s after all the dirt roads, all the rain, everything you put that motor through, and then brought it up here on the mountain, still went 12s.
At 8,000 feet.
Nice work.
Ah, all right, I feel way better now.
I know. Let's go celebrate.
We built the General Mayhem 68 Charger at the end of season 2 of Roadkill, and this is near the end of season 12. That's 10 years. Yet strangely, this is the first big road trip when the car has 440 power. And it's not a drag car, but this episode did show me that it probably runs high 11s at sea level. That's conjecture. What's fact is that we had one of those trips with lifetime memories just by once again setting a simple goal and nailing it. I saw a new track at Yellowstone, and we bid farewell to one of the greatest drag strips on the NHRA circuit. We also showed that I have a little bit more work to do to perfect the Charger. But the good news is that the Bandemere family has announced that they are seeking land to build an even bigger track near Denver. And when they do, you can bet I'll find an excuse to be there on a future episode of Roadkill.
This time on Roadkill, it is an epic buddy trip to Roadkill Nights.
The very best road trip I've ever taken with my friends.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Motor Trend presents Roadkill Nights, powered by Dodge, which is the event where we race on the street on Woodward in Pontiac, Michigan. And this time, we're driving Finnegan's Dumpster Fire Daytona all the way there.
I'm so excited about this.
Pretty good.
We're going back to the place I got the car.
That's right, last year, right?
That's right.
I remember seeing it as thing, I'm like, that's garbage.
Yeah, and then I talked you into turning into a plumber and coming to my house and building it.
We made it happen.
Yeah. This is my 1969 Dodge Charger. It's a fake. It's not a real Dodge Daytona. It's just a very rusty, butchered, pro street version that I could afford. It's made up of all my used leftover parts. It has the engine out of the death metal Charger. You remember that car? We took out a perfectly good 383 Mopar big block and put in a Toyota 2JZ turbo motor.
Oh my God.
Then I robbed the old 5-speed transmission out of Blast Me, my 1955 Chevy Bel Air. Out back, that is a bent Dana 60 that came out of my rubber duck Firebird. Then I conned my friends into coming to my house in Georgia and completely rebuilding it and making it run in just 1 week. And now we're gonna road trip it all the way to Michigan.
But you've like tuned it up since then. What changed?
I made sure it would overheat by installing the hood and the nose. There's about 20 feet of the worst exhaust system I've ever cobbled together under this car.
That's saying something.
All in the name of putting the hater pipes behind us and to the side so that we don't suffocate driving all the way to Michigan.
You also have glass.
Oh yeah, we got a windshield put in.
The last time I saw this car, it was cobbled together just enough to do a burnout, and it drove 3 blocks and overheated radically. So now we're gonna get in and drive 700 miles. But it's thunderstorms all the way up against the eastern seaboard, all the way to Detroit.
We're gonna leave Georgia today and head towards a tornado.
Feeling kind of damp right now, actually. And loud.
Well, we got the Daytona on the road, but here's something we haven't told you yet. We have our buddies with us. We got Steve Dulcich in the bank shift Cougar,
Beginning our road trip to Roadkill nights.
and we've got Dan Newbern and Mike Cotton in Rick Claremont.
Here we go.
Ready? Woo!
Newbern and Cotton, they're right behind me. They're in the Rick Claremont, and I'm driving the bank shift Cougar. The motor is a 363 Dart Windsor. It's a very compact motor, same as a 289 or a 302, but I've got 363 cubes working for me, so that's pretty good. Plus, it's bulletproof. It's being a Dart block and all. I ended up putting in a Tremec TKX transmission. That was the best thing I could have done. That gave me overdrive. Oh, no, look, the road's wet right there.
We're in Rick Claremont, our 1978 Ford Fairmont. It's got a blown 6-liter LS in it. This is our burnout car.
Before it became our burnout car, our first season of Faster with Finnegan, we actually took the 78 Fairmont and kind of went NASCAR racing with it. So we put a 347 in it that actually was not set up for boost, with a 5-speed 373 gear, lowered it down. Yep, we put a 671 blower on a vehicle that wasn't meant for boost. It ran 138 mile an hour around Atlanta Motor Speedway.
After we did all that, we took a 6-liter LS that I had sitting in my storage for about 12 years. I have no idea how many miles are on it. We stuffed it back in the car just to get it running, slapped a blower on it, turned it into a burnout car.
Oh boy. Skinny tires up front, way too wide in the back.
And it's raining.
You think Cotton and Newbern are out of gas already?
Yeah, they've got an 8-gallon fuel cell with a 671 blower on an LS motor.
And a lead foot.
That's 5 miles per gallon. That means they're going 40 miles at a time. Hey. We got fuel coming out of the top of that regulator.
It's pouring fuel. It's literally pouring fuel right now.
Okay, maybe
How long have you
that's
been
what
doing that?
I don't know. I just saw it.
Ah! It's getting windy.
Wow, it's windy. It's raining.
Wow. The sideways rain is really something.
We're gonna start the hydroplane pretty quick here.
But the good news is it's holding steady at 230 degrees.
We're almost there.
This is so sketchy. I can't tell if the front end's completely wore out or if I'm actually hydroplaning.
What the hydroplane is you get water trapped between the road surface and the rubber of the tire, and that just makes it real slippery.
So audience, let me explain to you exactly why this is a terrible idea. It's a Pro Street car. Pro Street means that the back half of the chassis has been modified to accept wheel tubs for massive rear tires. In this case, a Pro Track 445 50/15. Now the problem comes in the rain, because a big wide tire like that
really loves to hydroplane.
When the rain hits, even though there's sights on that tire, it's sketchy. So I'm wondering if that's what they're having issues with, because they're probably all over the road.
All right, we're pulling over. This is just too sketchy. It's right here.
All right.
We're pulling into Old Car City, USA. It's like a huge junkyard that's got so much stuff.
Here's what just happened. We made it about 10 miles. We left. Steve can't see out the windshield, no wipers. These guys at Rick Flaremont have a fuel leak. Mike and I are terrified of hydroplaning, and we're overheating, and we can't see. So we pull over, and what do you know? We're at Old Car City, which claims to be the oldest and largest junkyard ever. I've been wanting to come here for a long, long time, but not under these circumstances.
No.
And the rain broke for just a moment, and they're closed today on Monday, but they gave us half an hour to look around. I've seen so many pictures of this place in all sorts of automotive media over the years, and it's like exactly what I expected. Nothing here is for sale. It's like an art installation. They've got signs and stuff everywhere that are just like entertainment, and so many cars and parts that you wish you could have. This is a short bed, wrong bed. That's kind of wild. So they call these Fords wrong beds. It's an earlier fridge type truck, like 58 type truck bed, but it's what they call a slick on the body.
I'm actually frustrated now. Look at some of the parts that are sitting here. Those are actual magnesium wheels.
Well, you can tell by the way they're turning colors, yeah.
Look at all the hoods. So many cars could get saved if this dude would just got loose with the parts.
Yeah.
And the yard would still be cool, still be littered with cars he doesn't want to sell.
Look at the tree.
It came through the bumper. So the car got parked, and it's been here so long that nature just went like, I don't care about you, I'm going this way. Nature always wins, folks. Buy the cookies, drink the beer, get the car, take the road trip, nature's gonna win.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go there, wish I could spend more time, but what we're gonna do now is try and make some miles.
All right, back on the road. Conditions are not that great. The problems we're having is Finnegan hydroplane with this 18-inch wide tires.
He can't even drive on this road. Why are we putting a tub car on the interstate?
You're not gonna be able to stop if you start to lose it.
Yeah, I know. It's a bad idea.
You're gonna go right into the other lane. I'm saying I would slow down.
I'm saying let's get a hotel in Cartersville.
Correct.
Here's the problem. You invite these guys, and they bring the fail with them. This is like the worst start and stop we've ever had. We're back to zero. We're calling it for the day. Too much rain. Is your gas leak actually that bad?
Every time you give it throttle, it starts like puking out the regulator, so I need to fix that, which is great because now I can go back to my house and grab another one and fix it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, everyone's going home. We're going to a hotel, and we will pick this up again tomorrow. Not supposed to be any rain. We're gonna hit the road. We gotta cover about 200 miles a day.
Got this. What can go wrong?
It is day 2 of our road trip adventure, and although we're still in the same place, yesterday was great because it was a good test for all the vehicles. None of these cars have wipers, none of these cars have headlights, and apparently one runs hot, one leaks fuel, and well, I think Steve's is pretty good.
Steve's is good.
Yeah.
Mike and Dave are gonna go in and fix their overheating issue, and we're gonna go ahead and address our fuel issue. We found a couple of regulators. We're gonna tear them apart and see if the diaphragms on these will work in this. Hopefully, it'll fix it. Okay, this is your diaphragm, and it's gotta have maybe a little bit of a tear in it. As it built the pressure, it was shooting out. So hopefully this diaphragm diameter is the same as this one or that regulator. There's not much to the regulator itself except this diaphragm. If they go bad, they go bad. We're just gonna keep it simple and use the lines that were on it, then hook it all up to it, and we're good.
When we got back here, we cruised through the door with the engine at 253 degrees. The engine in the dumpster fire Daytona pretty much wants to be on fire. Obviously, we can't have that. So I'm gonna grab some cardboard. I'm gonna make a template and try to make a dam that funnels the air from the headlight holes into the radiator. And then these two guys are gonna come up with some sort of cool air dam funnel system to take the air that's going under the nose of the car and send it through the radiator.
You have to use the tool properly, Dulcich. I can't believe how crooked you got that.
I know. It's a little wavy, but That's immaterial.
We can do this again.
Here, this time I'll watch and you cut.
We're good. It's running about 7.
Our fuel system is fixed. We got our fuel pressure set where we want it. As soon as Cotton clips these zip ties, it's 100% done. The guys are still trying to figure out their air ducting system to cool that charger down. We have QA1 shocks on the rear of this car. And when we were doing our burnout stuff, we tightened it all the way up. We wanted it as stiff as we could be. But now that we're actually going 700 and some odd miles, we want a soft ride. So now we get to go back there and turn those knobs down and actually get some cushion in those shocks, which is great.
Should we sit in like recliners and wait for them?
Hey, we might be sitting on the side of the road. That might be waiting for us later, so you better watch what you say.
Everything we're doing here is about trying to put a high-pressure area in front of the radiator and a low-pressure area behind it. Airflow likes to go from high pressure to low. So he has taken the screens out of the former headlight holes, hoping that the screens were holding back some airflow. They've made some air directors to take that air and go straight through the radiator. I have hope here.
This will totally work. I'm able to do something.
Wait till you see what we're doing.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. I've got this air dam that's going to go right on the core support and hopefully deflect air basically straight up into the radiator. And then what these guys are doing right now is tilting up the back of the hood so that there's a gap at the back, so that there's a vent so that air flows through there and out the back.
I feel like all of this will do something.
We don't know.
This is going to be the coolest running Daytona in history.
We're racing.
At Roadkill Nights. Oh,
There we go.
oh,
Look at that.
it's like a cowl induction hood.
It's beautiful.
Look at that.
I mean, it's not, but it's gonna work.
This is a high-pressure area, so we have to hope that the pressure coming out of the engine compartment is greater than the pressure going in. This could be a negative.
Well, I have all the confidence in the world that my car is not gonna overheat, but Cotton and Newbern's car, we'll see. We'll see.
It's not climbing anymore. I think it's fixed. It's sitting at like 209. If it stays there, we're good.
I wasn't ready for that.
This is badass.
Dude, this is great.
Oh, man.
This is great. Like,
Let's do the math. We went 20 miles yesterday. I put in almost, let's just say 3 gallons. Okay? It's an 8-gallon tank.
so roughly about 100 miles.
100 miles? We used almost half a tank in 20 miles. Once we get to 50 miles, we're done. If it's not worse than that.
We started this whole shindig outside of Atlanta. Right now we're in Dalton, Georgia. We've made it like 75 miles.
Wow.
Which, on the good news, that's like 10%.
I think that's moving.
Yeah, we're trying to get all the way to Pontiac, Michigan for Roadkill Nights. So far, things have been perfect with the bank shift Cougar.
Well, I'm running 140 degrees. I got 60 pounds of oil pressure, and I do burnouts at will by stomping on the gas pedal, so I don't even need this.
Well, you've got the fire extinguisher, and so you're going to go with Finnegan because not only is this thing still running 230 plus degrees, but we just discovered a major fire hazard. The fuel filter is all melty and coming apart.
So not only are we overheating the engine, but we are now boiling the fuel. Our plastic fuel filter is melting. So pretty much fire hazard for dumpster fire. So we're gonna replace that with a metal one that we got from the parts store. Fixed.
Great.
So I'm going to drive the Cougar.
Yeah.
Cotton, you coming with me?
I'll ride with you.
Perfect.
All right, I'm with Finnegan. I'm standing by.
You're a lone wolf. Yeah. You can break it by yourself. I have faith.
This is going to be great.
All right, Freiburger Cotton reunited.
And it
Feels so good.
Oh, good. We're down to 190.
Oh, good.
Sweet.
All right, Dulcich, let's hope it doesn't rain.
I know. It's really that loud in that car?
It's really loud in that car. Wow, that's slow.
Dude, you didn't know that?
This is clearly the fastest car.
Oh, hush! Rick Claremont took off after you, and it almost beat you.
So far, my personal Motor Trend road test experience reveals that the Bankshift Cougar is the best road car.
Well, thank you, Freiburger.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's not the coolest car. That's still a shootout between the Daytona and Rob Fairy Dust or whatever that thing's called.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Claremont, you say it with authority and bass when you talk about that car.
Fairfield? Here's the cool thing. We got permission from the Fireworks Supermarket to do a 3-way burnout in their parking lot.
So who's riding with who?
It's the Daves in the Ferry whatever.
Yeah, stop it.
You picked the right car, my friend.
And then the mics will be in this.
And the Steve will be on his own. Awesome, I loved it. The slow rotation.
I can't breathe. Look at this smoke, dude. That's awesome.
Time to switch it up. Everybody got gas?
Yep. Yeah.
Freiburger?
Daytona?
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Yeah, you've been lone wolf this whole trip, so it's your turn to be lone wolf.
Okay.
You two go together in the Cougar. You drive Rick Claremont.
Absolutely.
Woo, baby.
Newbie in the Cougar.
Here we go.
Pretty good. Is this right? Or faster, slower?
Yeah, you're going 60.
So it'll run cool at this speed?
Oh yeah, you can go 3,000, it'll stay at 210.
So what's the vibration in the clutch pedal?
I think the whole car vibrates because of the drive shaft.
Yeah, I'm feeling it through the clutch.
I just live with it, you know.
Yeah.
We never ever balanced the tires on this. It like shakes like crazy.
We're gonna ride a boat across the river. We're in Kentucky. That is Ohio over there, and that is the Ohio River in the way. We're at Anderson Ferry. This thing has been here since 1817, and we're gonna load our cars on it and drive across. This is cool.
Yeah, man.
Dude, I'm on a boat.
Yep,
I'm on a boat.
your favorite thing.
Take a good hard look.
This is slick.
Have you ever had anybody do a burnout on your boat? He doesn't care. He said yes.
Really?
He said yes.
You're doing it.
Okay.
Dude. Finnegan just got permission to do burnouts on the boat. Wow. This is so cool. Wow, doing burnouts on Anderson Ferry, crossing the Ohio River. does this? This is amazing.
I got too much traction. It ain't gonna stay still. I smell your clutch, Dulcich.
That was absurd. Super dangerous and stupid. But who gets to do that? We're on the Ohio River. Look at that.
This is pretty sweet. Nice work, dude.
I was pushing the front tires.
Definitely Claremont wins that deal. That had a lot of flair. Another lifetime roadkill experience. Burnouts on Anderson Ferry. And now we're in Ohio.
That was awesome.
Oh, that was the greatest thing ever.
I can't believe they were just like, yeah, do burnouts, whatever.
I asked him if it had ever been done before. He said, yeah. I'm like, can it be done again? He's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Well, that was a hell of a day 3 ending, Steve. No, we covered some miles. We rode on a ferry. Your car did pretty good. Pretty epic. Wow.
It's Thursday, and although our plan has us arriving in Pontiac, Michigan, about 285 miles from here tomorrow, the event doesn't start till Saturday, and it is Roadkill nights, which means I don't think we got to be there till Saturday night. So why not stop under a freeway overpass to install a tunnel ramp? Tunnel ramp.
Tunnel ramp. But the great part is that we're gonna cut a hole in a 1-year-only 1970 Charger hood.
This is how much I care.
Yeah. So here's the situation. This hood that we're about to cut is actually a difficult to find unit. Charger guys really value them. And I could be wrong, but I don't think they're reproduced. All right, Nimbert, let's put it on the moving blanket so we don't scratch it. Yeah.
Wouldn't want to damage it.
What we have to do here is change the intake manifold. Super easy on a big block Chrysler because there's no water that flows through the intake and you don't have to remove the distributor from the engine block. What's a tunnel ram? Basically, it's dual quads on a big high-rise intake with really long intake runners. They guaranteed make more torque. They usually make more horsepower.
Come right.
There we go.
There we go. We're getting it.
Yeah, Dulcich.
That's a ba-bam. You got it?
It's hot.
Woo! That's a lot of glue. It's already sealed on the other side, and you don't need a gasket on this side.
And the perforations will be intact because
Right.
they were protected by the wrong gasket.
Yeah, the bumps are still there.
Like a lot of parts on this car, this came from eBay, and it's used, and it's a vintage Hawaiian tunnel ram. We are gonna reuse one of these 1850 Holley carburetors that was on the motor. We got a second one. We've got to make a linkage to go between here, tee the fuel lines together, and then after that, it just bolts on.
Tunnel ram! Here's the thing, you can put a big block Chrysler intake manifold on backwards. The flange is the same.
Damn.
But on the tunnel ram, there's some angle to the carburetors, and it is on right. Look at that.
That looks awesome.
Instant hero. Bolt that junk on.
So much better.
You know, people actually think, quote, you can't drive a tunnel ram on the street, but you can make these things great. The only thing about them is that they might not cold start nearly as well, but aside from that, you can make these perfectly drivable. Dulcich is gonna master that linkage with the mechanics wire.
I like it so much, I kind of want to see the whole motor. We don't have to cut the hood. All right, wide open. I love it.
We're ready to fire it.
No sparks. Oh, kill it.
Maybe want to fix that leak.
It's that.
That's that. And now it's pouring rain. Perfect timing. There's no air filters, no lid, no nothing.
We do have a little bit of a vacuum leak in the back corner over here, so we're gonna see if we can tighten the bolts and make that go away.
Sounds happier. That's pretty darn happy. Yay! I like it.
Good job.
Let's drive to Michigan.
That about wraps up this job in typical Roadkill style. Now we've got 285 miles to drive to Pontiac, Michigan. I don't know if we're gonna do it all today, but one way or another, I think we're gonna make it.
Hell yeah. That's Pro Street right there. Tunnel ram! So excited, thank you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Fairmont,
That's you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually can't wait.
And it's me and you? Yeah.
All right.
You
Go.
two, him, us.
You, us, there, you there. Bye.
So excited about this.
So now I'm cruising in the Ric Flairmont. I have to admit, I needed that name explained to me because I didn't know who Ric Flair was, apparently a pro wrestler. This is actually one of my favorite cars. I had never seen it before we took off, and I loved riding in it with Newbern, and now I'm gonna love driving the thing. I know it does good burnouts. Full manual valve body, power glide, 373 gears out back, so it's a little fuzzy on the freeway. And there's the police. No, it's not. Okay. One thing Roots blowers are not good for is keeping an engine cool. They do pump a lot of heat, but they seem to have that dialed in on this car. It cruises at about 180 on the freeway. I'm glad we made it here because in my never-ending quest to go to every drag strip I can, we're here at Ohio Drag Strip. That means Dayton, Ohio. It's near Trotwood, Ohio, in the middle of nowhere, and it used to be an airstrip. It might even still be one for crop dusters and stuff, but they had racing here from the mid-50s through 1960s. And the cool thing about it is not only all of the history and the stuff they did here, but there's some neat hangars out front, and there's a sign with wings on it that says Ohio. So I'm stoked to be here. Thing is, both Finnegan and Newbern were already here last year, huh?
Yeah, your Gremlin made a hit here, and I think it was, what, a 15 or 16 second quarter-mile pass?
Yeah, buddy.
On the back of the ramp
On the
truck,
back of the
right?
ramp truck.
Yeah, that was cool. Last year, amazing moment.
This place is wildly different. The corn was shorter and the bugs were fewer.
You know what gets rid of the bugs?
Smoke. Oh, good idea. Let's crop dust this place.
Man.
Everyone's so much better now. There you go, Dulcich. That's my boy.
This thing gets loose. I thought I was going into the corn there for a minute.
What up? Hopefully this is the last day of driving this awesome road trip we're having, but we need to do a car change again. How are we gonna set this one up?
Well, I want to invite Finnegan to ride in my Mercury. He hasn't been in it yet.
I've seen the taillights, I just haven't seen the interior.
It's really good.
I'm in. Let's do it.
It shrieks.
I'd like to drive the junk, dunk, whatever we call this thing. I'd like to drive this.
Oh,
but can you
man.
ride with me?
No, I am
No,
not.
I'm talking to
I'm
this
guy.
one. You're with him. I'm talking
Yeah.
to this one.
Oh, if I ride with you in that, I won't have to actually listen to you. Because it's so loud. So this is perfect.
All right. I mean, I get some quiet peace time.
That wasn't very nice.
Day 5.
Yeah.
All the honesty's coming out.
Yeah. Okay, let's get in the car.
You'd rather listen to the worst exhaust
away
ever
from
than
me.
you. Oh, man.
We get in.
Oh, hell.
Oh, there's carpet in here. This is luxurious.
Woo, it feels good out today. Feels like it's gonna be a hot one, but for right now, it feels nice. It's gonna be a hell of a day.
Oh, yeah, that car is loud. I can hear it over your car.
Oh, I know. It looks pretty mean from the back.
Yeah.
Those big meats on it.
Oh, this thing is fast. This is way faster than that car. This thing pulls hard.
It don't even sound like a car. It sounds like a trash dump. Huh? Couldn't hear me? Exactly.
I think we've done our penance. Yes. Whatever it's called, Daytona.
Dumpster trash fired thing.
It is miserable for one reason: exhaust system.
Oh, it sucks.
Like, drives good, seats are good, everything. Man, the exhaust is loud. I think everybody loves the ride in the Cougar for the most comfort.
100.
You don't think so?
No, because I like the style of the Daytona.
It's
That makes
better
up for
to look
substance.
good than to feel good.
Yeah, if my ears are bleeding but I look cool,
Yeah.
fine.
But as a road car, the Cougar's impressive, right? And it's fast and it shrieks.
Oh, it's great. It's probably the
Yep.
fastest car here.
Probably.
Like, period.
I
That thing
think
moves
genuinely.
out.
How about the Ric Flairmont? I love it. It feels like something I would build. That's what makes it great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Seating assignments. Finnegan has not driven the Cougar, so it's him and me in the Cougar. You're gonna go solo on the Daytona
Right.
before you later on switch into the Fairmont, because you got to experience it. And meanwhile, these guys get to drive in their beautiful creation, right?
All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Old buildings are so cool.
Oh, architecture's great. Interior is, though.
Well, we have now reached the lose the shop moment of the show. We were just 60 miles from Pontiac, Michigan, our destination for Roadkill Nights, and it just started pouring. We needed a way to keep the water out of our engine, so Newbern and I grabbed some cardboard, smashed it on top of the carburetor studs, then we covered all the cardboard in tape, and now I think we're ready to go on the highway and find out, will it hydroplane? 60 miles, we can make it, let's go. And no one wants to ride with me. I don't know if you've noticed that, but either because of the death or the noise. All right, car. Please don't slip and slide. Ah, yeah, this is working great. The water is just beating right off the top of those velocity stacks. No problem.
Guess we're gonna get on the highway.
Yeah.
Finnegan's got to be in full pucker driving that thing in the rain like this.
Yeah, I know.
Wow, there's a car in a ditch right there. The top of the road looks like a swimming pool right now. Uh-oh. Whoa. Massive lightning just now.
Whoa! Woo! He was coming over into me, and I looked in the rearview mirror, and there was a guy right on my bumper. That was bad.
Yeah, good move, Freiburger.
Thanks. Finally, it's Saturday morning, and we're headed to the venue for Roadkill Nights in Pontiac, Michigan, with racing right on Woodward. It's gonna be great.
Later. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey, man.
Man, appreciate it.
Thanks, buddy.
Look at all these cool cars.
Woo! All right.
All right, we made it.
Well, ready for a big day?
Yes.
And now it's official, not even a theory. All three of these cars made it to Roadkill Nights. Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Brand new location this time. We got drag racing on Woodward right over there. And I think we're gonna have the Flairmont
Yes.
versus Dulcich.
That's not fair. He's got a supercharger. He's got a
You have
supercharger.
the Cougar.
He's got supercharger.
He has ball
You've been
tires
talking
and you have
smack
6.
all week.
All
Now
week.
you have to take the belt off that supercharger.
No way, Jose. Y'all been talking smack all week.
You've been talking.
Don't give in.
So that race is going to be coming up. You'll also see us doing all kinds of stuff. We got autographs, we've got concerts. The Dodge thrill rides are going to be out of control at this new location. Tons of stuff at Roadkill Nights. First up, though, we got to get some slicks on this turd, right?
Oh, yeah.
Man, I've been cruising around just seeing the sights while those guys are changing tires. This is the 9th Roadkill Nights. I can't even believe that. Here's something that's gone on ever since that very first year. The Dodge thrill rides. You can see people are waiting in line over here. The Dodge people put you in with a driver, and they'll take you on a really fun little drift course. This has been like a key thing at Roadkill Nights since the start. It's super fun.
Both Dulcich and Freiburger have been talking smack all week on the Fairmont. They said the Cougar is going to smoke it once we get here. I think it's going to be a close race, but it couldn't happen without having to swap new tires on because our old ones were completely bald. So Mickey Thompson hooked it up with some 255 60/15 ET Streets. I'm going to have these if I stand any chance against Dulcich.
Looks like it's getting ready to pour rain, and I don't want to hear Steve complain about anything, so we're going to go ahead and put his 2810 5s that he has on here. We're going to put them on before it rains, so there's no excuses. He's going down like a gentleman.
This is a new thing where they're drag racing with people. That's a couple of Ram TRX trucks, Hellcat powered. So they got passengers in there, and they're doing races. And look, they also have them in Hellcats and Red Eyes. Now we're looking at our new drag strip on a different section of Woodward Avenue. Looks way better than anything we've had before.
This is incredible. Like, there's wind lights at the starting line.
Yep.
And never forget, this is all being done in the name of an 8-hour-long party.
Yep.
And then it all disappears tomorrow, and Grandma will be commuting somewhere down this road in a station wagon.
But right now, it's a 600-foot track. It's actually concrete. It's been prepped by Total Venue Concepts, been out here.
It's
VP
sticky.
glue is down, and they're thinking this is going to be fast. All right, this is David Freiberger from Roadkill. I'm here with Mike Cotton from Faster with Newbern and Cotton. We made it to Roadkill Nights. We raced down Woodward. We're having issues with Finnegan's Daytona, most of which means it's about to rust in half and break. So he doesn't want to race the thing. He is going to give you the burnout of a lifetime right now, and then we're going to come back with a match race shootout between Steve Dulcich of the Bank Shift Cougar and your boy,
David Newbern.
in the Ric Flair mod. Here we go, burnouts on Finnegan.
Let's go, Mike.
That was awesome. I can't see. We did it. We put this car together. We road tripped it. I did a burnout on Woodward Avenue. Woo!
All right, so here comes an actual side-by-side as Ric Flairmont in the Bang Shift Cougar. The Cougar over on the right-hand side, that was the very first vehicle on Roadkill Garage. It was in episode #1, and at one point belonged to Freiberger and now belongs to
Mr. Steve Dulcich, Dulcich.
Woo-wee. Got me a drag race.
Yep, who shifts that thing like an hose of
Oh
money.
my God.
You know Newbern is going to kill it on the burnout.
Right.
The thing is, Dulcich has been mind surfing the launch here all week.
Okay, but listen, you guys have called us out all week. His mindset is right here, bro.
Oh, yeah?
We've never had that car ever to do drag racing.
Yeah.
It's always been burnout or something. We got slicks on there. Now, your boy has slicks on there also.
Yeah, but he's also got a stick.
Well, but your boy also hits or miss.
Right.
So it's either a 50-50 he's gonna have a great launch, or a 50-50 he ain't gonna have a great launch.
He's been practicing. Oh! Oh!
you! It's you!
Look at it on replay. They left almost identical, but obviously the Rick Flairmont's got a little bit more in the beans department,
Yeah,
and it was a couple car lengths. Newberg's got to be happy on that one.
Oh man, that was incredible. This car left good, did a good burnout. I don't know how close Dulcich was. I know I beat him to the finish line, but I don't know where he was. So I hope he didn't miss a shift. I hope it was a good race. That's one thing I hate is when you're in like a situation like this and you got a stick shift car and you miss a shift. It's such a bummer. I hope it was a clean run for Dulcich because that was awesome.
Looks like it got me, you know, but it's a good race.
And it's Cotton and Newbern winning the overall road trip to Roadkill Nights. Thank you very much to Dodge for making this happen again. Gearbend for supporting the drag racing. You guys for coming out. Dulcich, man, it's just been a really, really good time. Until next time, which will be the 10th edition of Roadkill Nights in 2024.
Be there.
The victory went to Newbern, but you know what? Everybody was a winner. Roadkill Nights, powered by Dodge, is amazing. And the drag strip at our new location is absolutely killer. You know what else was radical? Off camera after the event, we had a concert by Ice Cube. That's how fun Roadkill Nights can be. But Finnegan and I were talking amongst ourselves, realizing that he and I haven't raced at Roadkill Nights in way too long. So we've got big schemes in our minds, and if they actually happen, you will see them on an upcoming episode of Roadkill.
Midnight rain on a shattered street. Footsteps echo, heart skips a beat. Blood on my hands, truth turned to dust. Did what I had to, lost all my trust. Sirens screaming, closing in. Shadows whisper where you've been. I see your face, but you're not there. Just a ghost in the empty air. Now you're gone and I can't run. No place to hide. What have I done? Fate is calling, can't rewind. Buried deep in the back of my mind. No turning back. Guilt is heavy, fades to black. Neon lights, cigarette smoke. Alibi shattered, lines were broke. Your last words still haunt my ears. I taste regret, I swallow fear. Sirens screaming, closing in. Shadows whisper where you've been. I see your face, but you're not there. Just a ghost in the empty air. Now you're gone and I can't run. No place to hide. What have I done? Fate is calling, can't rewind. Buried deep in the back of my mind. No turning back. Guilt is heavy, fades to black. Gun in my hand, shaking cold. Truth untold, a story unfolds. One mistake, now there's no way out. Lost in the crime, lost in the doubt. Now you're gone and I can't run. No place to hide. What have I done? Fate is calling, can't rewind. Buried deep in the back of my mind. No turning back. Guilt is heavy, fades to black. Flashing lights, my time is through. One last breath, I still see you. No escape, no second chance. Now I pay for our last dance. Flashing lights, my time is through. One last breath, I still see you. No escape, no
This time on
second
Roadkill, the
chance.
very
Now I
first car
pay
that
for
we
our
ever built
last
together
dance.
is back, and we love it more than ever.
That's right, and this is our most lofty goal ever for a road trip.
Ranchero lives!
Woo!
This is the first episode of season 12 of Roadkill, and this one is taking us all the way back.
I feel really old now.
I know, it's bad.
You paid how much for this?
$1,300. This is exactly what we need, because if we wreck it, it doesn't matter, right?
You look skinnier, I look way fatter from way back then, so you're in good shape.
I look like my dad now, though. It's all gray.
All gray, it's true.
Actually, it's white.
So is this thing, because it's been sitting outside for so long. We built this 1968 Ford Ranchero right here on the very first episode we ever shot. This is the car that started it all. We built it because we wanted to go to Alaska in it, and in our first episode, that was such a failure that we decided not to air that first episode that we shot. We aired something else, and this was the second episode. The history from there goes to 2 episodes where we actually drove this thing all the way on the Alcan Highway, clear to Alaska. After that, it was in a Subaru-sponsored episode where we blasted the thing around like a horse rink at a fairgrounds. And then it was in episodes 25 and 50 of the show. So that's 6 episodes overall, but it's been sitting about 7 years. This is the last of our cars that just sat outside and rotted. You remember we had the 363 in it when we went to Alaska, and now it's got a 302 in it. Last thing I have to point out about this car is the paint scheme. At the time we did the very first Roadkill, I was the editor of Hot Rod Magazine, Mike was on staff, and I built this to replicate the car that Hot Rod Magazine used to win class at the very first Mexican 1000, which became the Baja 1000. That's why it's all lettered up like this. In this episode, I think we gotta fix the steering. We have to make it run again. And you know where I'd like to go?
Where?
There's no guarantee this is gonna happen. I think we're never leaving the shop. But if we actually get out of here, say Wednesday-ish,
okay,
I wanna cannonball to Arizona and go to the stakeout. We were in the junkyard pulling out that 64 Galaxy that we ended up hating and getting rid of, but there was a bumper sticker on a car that said the stakeout. And we're like, we gotta go there. But then we failed, and so now we have another Ford. I think we have to actually do it.
We haven't driven this in like 8 years, and now you want to go again. I
We'll
love
go 10
this
blocks.
plan. I love this
10
plan.
blocks. All right, we're gonna try and make it run. Ooh, scongy.
That was a brand new engine.
It was. It's a 302.
Wow.
Huh.
Wow, there's spider webs in the carburetor. Quick release battery, too.
This thing's been sitting long enough. This could be bad. That's varnish.
It's fine then.
That's a good sign.
To put the fresh stuff on top. Okay.
What if this just fires up?
Yeah, I was like, why wouldn't it, right?
I'd rather hit the road than wrench on it, honestly.
Fuel, air, spark, and adventure. I really like this car. Maybe it's the nostalgia, but I don't know why we ignored it for 8 years.
The power steering is not hooked up. Water pump is. I put water in it. It's got a battery. All right, we're gonna crank it and see what happens. I'm gonna go all out and like carb clean it.
That's how you know it's day 1 of the episode.
Good as new.
Do we have to bleed it?
The rear one's completely dry, but that doesn't mean we have to bleed it. That means we have to add.
Just put extra in the front.
Right.
Fine.
I'm sure that just leaked out over time. Gasolina.
Remember when we couldn't make fire?
It was so cold.
Yeah.
We soaked paper in gasoline and couldn't set it on fire. It was
Inside
that cold.
of the car.
Yeah, that's right.
We were in the car trying to light it.
Oh my God.
Give me a splash. There's a hole in the funnel. Great. I'm putting this in the carburetor.
You got it. You got it. Run.
Okay. There we go. That wasn't very much. It all leaked out on my hand. Whoa, I'm sitting in it. It's in park. Here comes cranking. Dead. Nothing.
Let's see if there's a fuse or something, because the wire going to the relay to trigger it is doing nothing. So I was using the digital multimeter to probe the wires, and a little known feature of the digital multimeter is if you just take the wire off and jump it from here to there, you could start the car.
Whoa!
See? Look at that.
It runs.
Hold on, we got a faulty fuel line dripping everywhere now.
Okay.
So it picked up gas, and now this fuel line is junk. Here we go. Woo, it's alive.
Wow.
That sounds all right. Wow, that's pouring gas.
Is
like,
it?
It's bad. All junk, but we can fix that pretty easily.
Man, it runs good.
It sounded great.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, let's fix that. There's the dead one. I'm gonna throw this away.
Thank you, HRG, for your hose. I appreciate it.
Junk.
Okay.
Ready to start again?
I believe is fixed.
Go.
Hey, that's fixed.
We're good.
That runs quite good, like for us. You at home, no, you wouldn't be happy with that, but us, yeah, it's fine.
We made it run surprisingly easily. The crank switch doesn't work on the dash. The ignition switch does. We're gonna put it up on the rack, check for fuel leaks on old rubber fuel lines that are soaked with ethanol gas, and check for brake leaks.
I remember installing new air shocks. They don't look new anymore.
No, we should try them. I don't see leaks out of the drums. Oh, the fuel line's hard line all the way up. We might want to replace this little piece of rubber right here. It's kind of cracked.
We could pull the back wheels off and pull the drums and see if the wheel cylinders are junk.
This one fuel hose is a little dry. I'm just gonna pull it off because what would the episode be if I didn't have gas in my armpit? Ah! Oh, it's going for the armpit. It is. Ah! Ah! It's 3/8, not 5/16. That's armpit. Ah!
OSHA is so excited about this.
Full armpit. Top fuel armpit.
I don't know why that makes me so happy. Let me get you some hose. I'll be over here.
Here, pull this off.
I don't want to.
I'm plugging it.
Oh, okay. Pull it off. Got it.
Okay. Ah!
If you ever want to go EFI on this thing, you've got the hose for it now.
So dumb. Ah.
See, we both have our roles on this show. David drinks the gasoline with his armpits. I change the sway bar bushing.
Okay, we're gonna try and see if these brakes are leaking anywhere. Boom. And that wheel cylinder's not leaking. All right, we're done here. Let me just go ahead and put that back on. How about the other side? These brakes are new and not leaking. At this point, we kind of fiddled around underneath the car and we're procrastinating on trying to fix the brake problem. That's good. You want me to start it and check the brake pedal?
Yeah, why not? Here we go. Sounds good.
It goes straight to the floor and stays there.
So, bleed it?
Can attempt that, I guess. You're it. I'll work the pedal.
Okay, that seems fair.
Hydraulics.
You're doing great.
Up.
Okay, try it again.
Down.
Yeah, we got nothing happening back here.
Yep, it's either the master or the whole system's plugged.
It's not moving any fluid. All right, Freiburger, go ahead and hit it.
Down.
Okay, whoa, hold on. We got brake fluid. Now I'm gonna pull the rubber line off and see if there's something going on in here.
I'm sure the rubber's clogged.
Maybe I can unclog it.
Empty?
No. The rear is what's lower here.
The smaller reservoir.
Yeah, but it didn't take much. Like, I was surprised.
Pumping. Down.
All right, starting to get fluid now. Coming down.
You want to leave it there so you can do the tires?
Yep.
I can get down. right, we've bled the brakes, fiddled with some junk, replaced some hoses, haven't fixed the wiring. We decided we're gonna go for a test drive. He's gonna have to fire it up from out here.
I'm ready.
Ignition.
Ah!
It has oil pressure.
Oh, good. Let's go to Alaska. What do you
Let's
say?
see. Let's do it.
I dare
Let me
you.
try. Oh, it stopped. And the tires rubbed.
They hit the frame a little bit, I think. Let's ride.
Feels weird.
This rides exactly like I remember it riding.
Yeah, the steering is funky. Brake check. They do stop.
We've got them.
Kinda.
We have brakes. We have forward momentum.
Wow, it smells like a car that hasn't been running in a long time. The tach doesn't work anymore. Here, maybe if I turn this on. Now. Oop. Did you hear the starter?
I think you just fixed it, brother.
I think I did. Oh! I didn't expect that.
Dude, little scratch.
It bogged quite a bit.
This thing rides good. It rides exactly how I remember. You just float down the highway.
Let's see, steering.
Looking for adventure.
You know what? I think we hated the steering for like drifting, but it's functional for just driving.
Yeah.
Wow, it actually runs pretty good.
Not bad at all, dude. That is not bad. That was fairly spunky.
Wait. Oh, I stepped on the brakes and it tugged right. I think maybe the rust is just wearing off the rotors.
Yeah, we're good. Dude, I think she's legit.
Yeah.
Definitely legit. Oh, dude.
This thing's mint.
Yeah. I like this car a lot now.
You can feel the secondaries open. They need to drop a little sooner.
Ranchero's back, baby.
Ranchero is back.
Let's go.
Ranchero.
Cue the music.
Yesterday, we road tested this premium bit of Roadkill history, and it's way better than expected.
I've fallen in love with it again.
Really?
Yeah, we drove right out of here and went to Alaska. I wouldn't say no.
Let's go.
Dare you.
I wish we could. Today, all we need to do is maybe look at the alignment. I think the toe might be hinky.
Mm-hmm.
You on top of the wiring?
I mean, I'm adjacent. I don't know if I'd say I'm on top of it. There's wires there, yes.
Yeah.
Probably more than we need. And we'll either continue to start it with this or struggle trying to figure out why it doesn't work.
Nah, I think we can just run a switch inside. We don't have a starter switch, so we should be hitting the road today after a little bit of tinkering. I'm happy with this. Okay. So I got just the very surface tension ring of the bubble on the inside. Let's check the other side. They're the same and good enough. We just checked camber, which is the tilt of the tires either like this or like this. Now we're gonna measure toe, which is the tilt of the tires in or out. You wanna have them about a 1/16 to an 1/8 inch closer at the front than they are at the back.
I'm gonna hook it right on the edge of that groove right there.
This is 59 and an 1/8.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
What? You're hooked in a different place.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I am. Wrong groove.
Okay. All right, we're good. That is 59 and a 1/16. The alignment is flawless. Or good enough for us.
It's tighter in the back and wider in the front, so they're towed out.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we need to fix that.
Disregard, perfect. Yeah, you're right. It needs to come in a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, this is obviously an aftermarket tie rod end because the fasteners are metric, which is completely unacceptable. There we go. Now, we will determine if the wrong tool will rotate this. Now, it's just spinning the tie rod, and it's gonna have to go this way. Okay, I've adjusted the toe, probably not enough. You gotta roll the car back and forth in order to remeasure. And you really should roll it
forward as your final step. So let's call that good enough. You're going outside of the center tread.
Yep.
And I'm getting 59.
Okay, outside of the center tread.
Yeah, 59 and 7/8. There's no way. I barely moved them.
Yeah, but you got pythons, bro. You're just spinning those things.
There's no way. My trick about measuring toe based on the tire tread didn't work in this case because it turns out the tire tread's nowhere near straight. So we've got a box here holding this piece of metal so that it doesn't move, and we're gonna measure from the inside of the metal to the inside of the metal. 67 and 7/16.
All right. All right.
Okay, once again, there's no way it's an inch. Something's wrong. You know what? This means we measured wrong the first time.
Yeah.
Because we measured on the tread. It's towed in, right?
Yes.
Yes.
By nearly an inch, I think.
Okay, so I need to tow it out, so I need to shorten the tie rod end. All right, I shortened up the tie rod ends, which kicked the front of the tires in. Now we got a 16th toe in, and I'm out of adjustment on one of the sleeves, so we're calling that good. See? No squeak now, because they're not fighting each other. Before hitting the road to Arizona, we decided to make use of our eastbound trip and the Ranchero's truck bed to transport an engine that Finnegan and I have been trading back and forth. So our plan is to go pick up the V6 that I traded you for a Hemi that I now am trading you back.
I think we're going full circle again.
Yeah. Let's pick up that garbage and take it to the engine builder.
Yep. This thing just purrs.
Here we are. The evil 405 freeway.
If I squint, this is basically how we went to Alaska.
We're at 200 degrees. How could it overheat? It's headed at 210. Maybe it's because we've only ever driven it in Alaska.
There's no shroud and a fan only covering half of it, the radiator.
And maybe sitting for 7 years, rusted inside the block and clogged the radiator?
Could be.
I smell hotness. Maybe that's you.
Usually is.
Seems to be getting cooler while moving.
That's me too.
I love this car now.
I'm with you.
Okay. Car wash, yeah.
First bath in like 8 years.
I just wanted to spiff it up, especially the bed, because we're going to be loading stuff in it. Wow, filthy.
Look at that spot-free rinse, you know? I've been here in so long.
I know. It hasn't gotten any better since the time you helped me clean it out.
Somewhere in here is an all-aluminum Busch Series Chevrolet Performance V6 that maybe one day I traded you for a Hemi.
Right. So we're going to drag it out, load it in the Ranchero, drop it off at our engine builder shop, and then it will become Finnegan's once again. Only the block is here. We're going to have to go someplace else to get the heads and cam and crank and rods and all that stuff. That's it right there.
Dude, it's so cute.
Don't trip. Man, this is light.
It's so tiny.
It really is.
I love it so much that I'm excited to put it back together.
But wait, there's more. I bought this on eBay.
Oh, I do not remember that. That's
Brodix,
a Dominator.
23 degree for a Dominator.
Wow.
Yep.
This is really good.
Yeah, the box ram's over in storage, but that's what I was going to use because that's trick.
Dude, that's cool.
I know, I love it. This V6 is from the original trade that Finnegan and I made when we were first putting together the Blasphemy 55 Chevy. I gave him a 535 cubic inch Hemi in exchange for a Chevy NASCAR Busch Series aluminum V6.
He then blew up the Hemi a couple times, took it out, had it rebuilt, and surprised me with it in 700 horsepower trim for the Hemi Gremmy. I figured the least I could do is give him back the V6.
So let me know when you're ready with that.
Yeah, all right, I got this. It's so tiny.
I couldn't tell you why, but the rest of the junk is here.
It's like the president and the vice president. They don't fly together. So the engine block shouldn't be with the crankshaft.
That makes sense all of a sudden. There's the intake.
Yes.
Yes.
Also cute.
It is very cute.
This is very light.
It's all cute. Oh, wait till you see the valve cover. Look at this. How cute is that?
Yeah.
It's adorable.
It is.
You know, this 4.3 V6 that this engine is based on is a small block Chevy missing 2 of the center cylinders. So it's the same thing, only cuter.
That is a NASCAR crankshaft right there.
Pretty good?
Dude, it's great. Dude, these heads are awesome.
Those are Brodix 195s, ported by Bryce. Look, it says Little Brody.
Little Brody. They're little baby guys.
It's so cute.
Oh, this is awesome. Sweet.
And that's it.
Thanks, Freiburger.
Yep.
Dude, it's like Christmas.
Load it up and get out of here.
All right.
I'll just load these gaskets while you're grabbing the heavy stuff.
Fair enough.
Where'd the block go?
It fits right there.
Ready?
Ready.
With your booty of V6 parts?
It's gonna be a good day. And we're off. Let's go.
All right, finally here we go to Yuma to drop off the V6 in theory.
Yes. I feel confident in this car and our inability to get there.
I guess all you care about is making it to the engine shop. Anything after that is just stuff.
If we get to the engine shop, awesome. If we get anywhere else, awesome.
I want the stakeout.
Oh, I would love the stakeout.
Will they let me in shorts and sandals? I read up on the dinosaurs. What do you want to know?
Other than the fact that they were in Pee-wee's Big Adventure, yeah, that's all I know about them. Lay it on me.
Some guy who worked as a sculptor and painter at Knott's Berry Farm started building them, or one of them, out of used I-10 construction materials in 1964. That one was not completed until 1971. The Cabazon dinosaurs, the absolute pride of Cabazon, California.
That's great.
I like the Superman T-Rex.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not that into the pumpkin. The whole time we've had trouble with the starter only clicking. I've got to like touch the wires together a bunch of times to make it go, and now it doesn't even click. So we're gonna figure that out. I think if we arc it across the starter solenoid or relay, that it'll probably work. It's this wire. I think this wire just doesn't have enough oomph. You want to arc it across? How can that be nothing? There we go.
Okay.
Okay, I think the problem is this wire doesn't have what it takes to throw this doohickey.
This does.
Yeah.
So you hop in and I'll get us going.
Okay.
I gotta have some job here.
Ignition!
I see no problem here. Gotta go under the hood to turn the fan on anyway, so. All right.
That'll be fun when it dies on the freeway somewhere.
No, that's not gonna happen. This is a reliable automobile.
Here we are.
That seems familiar.
Salton City. The last time we were here on Roadkill was the muscle truck in sand.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yes! Yeah. We're here in 100-degree weather, stopping in the middle of nowhere to visit Salton City. So this place was founded like 1958, 1960. They wanted it to be a resort
They overlook the fact that the San Andreas Fault is right underneath the lake. Anyway.
Hey, it's my turn to drive.
Oh, that's right. It's Finnegan's turn to drive.
It's your turn to get just a right arm sunburn.
So here's a fun fact to know and tell about Salton Sea.
All right.
In the early 60s, clear through 66 or 67-ish, they had a boat race that was the Salton Sea 500. They raced 500 miles. Guys were out there in like their Allison V12 flat bottoms and stuff, doing a big oval.
Man, that's where men were men.
How do you like the Ranchero so far?
Ah, dude, it's a great car.
Yuma, Yuma, you're my kind of town. Yuma, Yuma,
Sweet
Yuma,
home,
Yuma.
You my favorite.
That works pretty good.
I like that we're almost there and I can eat finally. They got garages, dude.
Yeah. Swimming pool, movie stars, black gold. Boom. We're at Bostic Racing Engines in Yuma, Arizona. Hey, man.
Hey, what's up?
We made it.
Yeah, long time no see.
James is responsible for a whole lot of engines that you've seen on Engine Masters and also Roadkill. Today, we're here to drop off this V6. He's gonna machine it all up. My guess is you'll probably see this completed V6 on a future episode of Roadkill. There you go, headers you don't need. Heads, rods, block, gaskets.
But Freiburger bought this.
This is my favorite.
Because every little motor needs a Dominator on it, you know?
Exactly. Check out the block. How cool is that?
I haven't seen one of these things in probably 15 years.
I've never seen it either, and it's been in my garage for 10 years.
It's all new.
We did a lot of them, and then all of a sudden, they came out with that LS deal, and then it was just
These
like...
were gone.
Gone.
Before we leave, can I get a tour of the shop?
Sure. Yeah, why not? Okay, so yeah, usually everything comes back here, gets unloaded, cleaned up, run through the washer, we mag check all the iron, heads, blocks, stuff like that. Just inspect everything, see what's good, what's not. So what we'll do is we'll go, and here goes to the surfacer.
Oh, all right.
And what we do here, we use a deck true fixture, and centers or goes off the main center line, but also you level off of the fixture.
So before you ever get to this point, have you already measured the stroke of the crank, the length of the rod, the pin height of the piston?
Yes.
And so you know, before it goes to the machine and you're setting the deck height of where it's gonna end up.
Yeah, so we'll do that, figure out what your deck height for zero should be, and then decide if we want zero deck, if we want them 5 out, we want them 5 in, depending on application. And then we can come in, measure, and actually cut it within a thousandths of our target.
Okay. So this is the last stop in the assembly line of putting an engine together. This is the clean room, the engine assembly room. This is where you would be after all the measuring, all the machining's done. This is, you're gonna slam it together. Like that's a big block Chevy going together. Small block?
Yep.
LS. So these 3 things are all gonna get assembled by you and then dyno tested and then go into cars, trucks, boats, You do it all.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. How long would it take you to go through this whole process where it's back in the room, ready to assemble? And what I'm asking you here is how quick can you get my motor done?
It'd probably be a couple days.
Okay. Everybody at home, Bostic Racing Engines, Yuma, Arizona. That's where you go to get your entire engine rebuilt in just 2 days. Good luck to you, sir. I appreciate it. I won't be calling. I'll just come back in 2 days.
I didn't say which 2 days, and they're not in a row.
It worked. All right. Now what we gotta do is figure out what we want the engine to turn into and what we want to put it into.
Yep.
I wonder how fast it would push a lightweight C2 Corvette drag car.
Put a turbo on it, it'll do whatever you want it to do. Question is, will it live?
Yeah, like will that block move around at 1,500 horsepower?
It's gonna shake
hard.
There's that.
It's 272 cubic inches, not that different from a 4.6 liter Ford. Just like with a 2JZ or with a Honda 4-cylinder, displacement isn't the limitation.
Airflow.
Airflow and
RPM.
And surviving.
Yeah.
We made it to Tucson last night, our familiar home here in Arizona. And before we take off, I want to fix the starter because we're going to the middle of nowhere. Our goal is Sonoita, Arizona in the stakeout.
Yeah.
I feel that because of the heritage of sort of the Baja 1000 vibe of the car, we got to go on dirt.
I'm down.
So let's not strand ourselves with bad electricity. What's happening is every time we go to start the car, we're touching two wires together in order to activate this relay. I'm gonna try and fix that. I'm gonna take all of these wires off this connection, scrape them all with a rock or make them clean, and do the same here. Because what we've been doing to make it start when it won't happen inside is coming out here and arcing from here to here with this tool, and it works every time. Wow, that is a lot of connections right there. Okay, I got all these clean. Now Mike's fixing the trigger wire, which is probably the real problem here.
Let's try it. Ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Declare this car fixed. Let's go off-roading. Allow me to start our vehicle from inside the car.
Okay, I think it's gonna be right here.
This gets us to stake?
Yeah, we're looking for a small dirt road to get us to Sonoita and the stakeout.
I love it.
Want to get there on dirt as much as we can.
I want to earn the ribeye.
It's gonna be right. That's the road right there.
Oh, all right.
Here we go.
Well, then. How's your back feeling?
Oh, that's a big hole right there. Ugh. Do I need to review the basics of off-road driving for you?
It didn't look that bad. I was like, that's not that bad. Right at the last second, I was like, I'm gonna step on the brakes.
Yeah, that was not good terrain reading. Ooh, donut shop. I'm gonna get video.
All right.
All right, this is gonna be Finnegan doing donuts in the Ranchero for the first time since we've seen it in snow. It'd be so much better if this thing wasn't a one-legger.
Oh, there's a tree there. I feel like I'm driving through the back seat. Uh-oh.
I may have to go start it for him. Remember the whole field repair this morning in the hotel parking lot? That didn't work. You might have a little bit of weeds in the tire bead.
It was really fun.
Battery's good.
Oh, good.
See if we can make this work.
We're back. Donuts for lunch, donuts for dinner, donuts for breakfast. Here we go.
All right, we're gonna get out of here before he breaks it. All right, let's get out of here.
Ooh, jungle. I like where this is going. Jungle's rough, though.
Ooh, I don't know about this.
The jungle's very rough.
This is sketchy.
That is all fun, dude.
Give it a shot. You got this. Yeah, no problem.
Let's try to make it smooth.
There we go. And I see strip. Ooh, be careful of that big lug. Oh, I keep picturing that one right in the oil pan.
I feel like we have pretty decent ground clearance, you know?
Whoa. I like this car more and more, actually.
I really like driving this car. We made it.
I'm surprised how much I like this little 302. Maybe it's because we didn't build it.
Pretty much. I mean, it works good.
I wonder what that is.
Tweak.
Uh-oh. We have a problem. This tire has shifted all the way forward and making contact with the sheet metal. It's like the whole rear end in the car is, So we got to figure that out. All of the rubber is missing from the isolator on the driver's side. So my guess is that it's something going on that side. Let me look. The ants here are enormous. More troubleshooting here. We're trying to sort out that crooked rear end problem. I'm gonna have Mike drive by and get on the brakes. I wanna see if we can actually see that wheel moving. It looks like it's crab walking going down the road though. It looks funky.
Let's see, a little brake check in front of Mr. Freiburger here.
I didn't really see anything. Go on, I wanna see how bad it crabs.
Okay.
It's crabbing pretty bad. From the back, you can see that the body is like, you know, running sideways like a puppy dog. There's still a chance it's been this way since day one when we drove it all the way to Alaska. I just don't know. I think I might have just noticed because there's so much mud on the tire that it was rubbing that leading edge of the wheel opening.
No, that could be the steering.
Yeah, doesn't it look funky?
It pulls to the right really bad, but...
It looks funny.
All right, so it is crooked then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna try and drive back to town, get a jack and some jack stands and park it on some level ground and really troubleshoot it. It looks really, really funny. When you got on the brakes though, it didn't look like the rear end shifted at all.
I'm just gonna have to work a little harder for this steak. No big deal. This car hadn't moved in like 8 years, and look at what we've done. Look how far we've gotten. We've Uber parts to an engine builder. We've driven hundreds of miles.
Cruised 80 on the highway.
Yeah. And, you know, a little mishap in the dirt. I blame myself.
Alrighty, check this out. We drove all the way over here. We got the tools that we needed. We parked on some nice, smooth, flat concrete here. But then, through the power of the Motor Trend Plus app, I went and found the episode in season 2 when we drove this thing all the way to Alaska, and they had this shot right here that clearly reveals that that tire has always been off center in the wheel well. The reason I noticed it is it was rubbing mud off of it. I think what we need to worry about though is why this thing's now pulling hard to the right.
Yeah, I think we've knocked her out of alignment.
The thing is now, if you look at the car directly from the front, you can see that this tire is and also so it's junk. Remember when we were back in the shop and I was setting toe on the tires? Well, that's the problem that we've got here. This one's towed way out because this tie rod is bent. And I'm gonna climb underneath and loosen it up again and adjust that again. Okay, rotating this thing. You know what this means is the Ranchero has crabbed down the road ever since we've had it. We never noticed it.
There's no jack stands under the car, but there's a brand new set of Duralast jack stands sitting in that box right there.
All right, let's drop that and see if we like it. Okay, and we have a brand new Duralast jack. I think I got it. I nailed it by eyeball. I'm gonna have Finnegan drive this thing around the parking lot and tell me if it's good, and when it is, I'll lock it down and we'll be out of here. Ah, look at that arrival. That had flair.
It's much better.
Fixed.
Let's go. Should we go get steak?
I would like to. Whoa. That's pretty good. I like it. How's it drive now? Like no pull? Let go.
No pull. Look at you, sir.
Just the master technician.
You're an expert in your field.
You break it, I fix it.
We make a team.
Everything's going so well.
Don't jinx it. We're gonna make it.
This thing's back to cruising perfectly.
Yep.
How's it going?
Dude, it's like butter.
Wow.
A little bit of pull, but
That's a Crown Road. It's fine.
yeah, it sounds good, it looks good, it feels good. We're gonna make it.
In 1967, Ack Miller and Ray Brock actually won their class at Baja with one of these, and you broke it doing donuts. You're hard on equipment.
They didn't go to Alaska first.
That's it.
Just saying.
That's the key. All right, coming up next, the stakeout. We made it. I did not expect this place to be in a gas station parking lot.
I just know I'm happy to be here after 3 years and 8 years of this thing not moving, so.
What a completely stupid goal. All because we saw a sticker on the back of a car in a junkyard.
That's all I need.
Aged steak?
Yeah, and then revisit this again.
Yeah. Let's talk about it over dinner.
High five?
High five.
High five.
At first glance, this is an episode about setting a goal, no matter how thin, and using it as an excuse to go have an adventure with your buddy in an old car. We did, and finally made it to the stakeout, checking a minor victory off our list. But looking deeper, Finnegan and I really came to realize what the Ranchero means to us. This is the first car that we ever built together. We never made it to Alaska in the Ranchero in season 1, and that was our first big fail. Then, getting it all the way to Alaska in season 2 was our first really huge win. We let the car sit abandoned for so many years as we tackled other stuff. And simply reviving it for this episode brought back so many memories over the past 11 seasons. And now, we love the Ranchero more than ever. What a great way to kick off season 12 of the show that's really just about our lives. It's the show that we call Roadkill.
Oh, you slide so good, car.